All right, y'all, what's going on? Thought I messed up. All right, so making predictions for UFC Fight Night. Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whitaker. I got some notes around here somewhere. There it is. All right. So first, I only do the main cards. So I guess just in the future, if you tune in and watch my videos, and I'm predicting the fight nights or pay-per-views, I'm only talking about the main card. So I'm gonna go in order of what it says is supposed to happen from the first fight to the main event on the main card. Luis Pena versus Alex Munoz. Pena is 4-3 in the UFC. Munoz is making his UFC main card debut. Pena has got one knockout finish. He's got some good submissions. Munoz really likes to wrestle. So as far as that goes, it's a lightweight bout fighting at 155. I think, in my opinion, I think Alex Munoz is going to be he's going to be hungry to get a dub on the main card because it's his main card debut. So I think he's going to come out there with some fire. I think he's going to take him down more than likely and probably finish it on the ground. So Alex Munoz, I got him winning that. And holy shit, how do I say this one? Abdul Razak Al Hassan versus Jacob Malkoun. Abdul is 3-4 in the UFC thus far. He's lost the last 2 in a row, so he had a decent start with 3-2. He's got really good fucking hands. Okay, all his wins have come from finishes. He's fucking knocking people out. As far as his UFC career goes, he's knocking everybody out, finishing them. Jacob Malkoun got knocked out in his last fight. I think it was his last fight, but it was his official UFC debut. He got knocked out in 18 seconds. And now he's going up against somebody who is proficient in the stand-up game. And he's lost 2 in a row, so he's going to come out like a dog, ready to go. All right, he's trying to get himself back in the win column and fucking put himself out there, in a very talented middleweight division. So I got Abdul Razak Al Hassan winning that one via knockout. If it ends in any other way, I'd be pretty fucking surprised. And now we're getting to the good stuff, the final 3 fights. We got Andrei Arlovsky versus Chase Sherman, who's 3-5 in his UFC career, has been knocked out 3 times. As far as Andrei Arlovsky goes, he's a monster at all times, but he always gets so close to being at the top, and he has held the belt once, but that was way back. That was way back in the day when the heavyweight division was thin. Now I'm not knocking on him or nothing like that. Arlovsky is still a beast. He got the submission win against Tim Aspinall. That's what it was in his last fight. UFC is just feeding this man, the Young Bucks. Kind of like they do that. Here's a veteran who, he's fucking on his way out in a respectful way. I'm not saying Arlovsky's washed up and he needs to fucking retire or anything like that. He's still a great fighter. And if you don't like Arlovsky, you can go fuck yourself. And another thing is, I keep it as real as I can. I don't got no script. I just got notes, ugly ass notes, that just stuff that I wrote down to remember because my memory is horrible. So if I didn't write this stuff down, I would just be saying Luis Pena versus Alex Munoz. I got Alex Munoz. But no, I need these notes because I got to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I sure feel like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I didn't do too great on my last predictions video, though. I made it. I made the prediction video on a Monday or Tuesday, and apparently some of the fights changed, and some of the fights didn't even happen. So, if you had watched that video on a Thursday or a Friday, you probably was wondering, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So that's why I'm waiting until Friday or the day of to make these predictions from now on. So like I was saying, Chase Sherman, he's been knocked out 3 times in his 3-5 record UFC career. Andrei Arlovski, he is still a beast. He's taking these young bucks that the UFC and Dana White and the matchmakers are feeding him, and he's doing a good job. He made Tim tap out last time that Andre fought. But man, it's so hard to predict these heavyweight bouts, bro. Just for the simple fact that they're all 250 and up, you know. Like weight wise, they come in at 250 and they're big as shit, and they don't need to hit you that hard to put your lights out. So it's a toss up. But with the simple fact that Chase Sherman's been knocked out 3 times in his UFC career already in 8 fights, I think Andre can catch him with something. That is if Andre isn't fighting the smart fight, you know, and going for points or going for takedowns. I think Andre could mess him up pretty damn easy. So thus being said, I got Andre winning that. That's what my heart wants, Andre to win. So I'm going with Andre. And the next up, we got Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens going up against Drakkar Klose. Not Klaus, Klose. Jeremy Stevens is moving up from the featherweight to the lightweight. Thus being said, he's moving from 145 to 155. I'm not entirely sure why. That featherweight division was kind of giving him some problems over the last 2 years or so. He's a great fucking fighter, man. He's got so many performance bonuses, whether it be fight of the nights or knockout bonuses. He's got heavy fucking hands, and in the weigh-ins he looked amazing. And that Drakkar dude, 0 finishes in his 7-fight career. Last fight he got knocked out by Beneil Dariush. Even though he was laying the hammer down on him for that good little bit before he got knocked out, but he still got knocked out. And not to take away from Beneil Dariush, because he is a good fighter. There's a reason why he's in the top 10. I think he's creeping his way into the top 5, honestly. If he can beat Tony Ferguson later on. I think that's this month. That's either this month or next month. But like I said, Drakkar, 0 finishes in his 7 UFC fights. All by split or unanimous decision. But that means that he's got good cardio. That means he can last. That means he can go. I don't think he's going to have that chance, though. I think Jeremy Stevens is going to be wanting to put it on him, especially because of the fucking the physical altercation, the pushing match that they had at the weigh-ins yesterday. Jeremy Stevens looks good, and he's ready to go in there and fuck shit up. But when is he not? You know? So I got Jeremy Stevens with the knockout finish. I think Jeremy Stevens gonna do it. And then here we go. We got Robert Whittaker versus Kevin Gastelum. Just a little thing about the middleweight division that I think is very silly. You can win your fights and talk all the shit that you want whenever you're doing good and you're in the top 5 and such as Marvin Vettori. And when I say he's talking shit, I mean that he is talking shit to the champion, Israel. And because of all that, that is pushing this fight to happen even more, which I don't like, because especially if Robert Whittaker wins this fight against Kevin Gastelum, no, Marvin at the very least, or at the very best, should be next after Robert Whittaker. Okay, straight up, he's boring, and as far as I'm concerned, he don't do much different than the first time he fought Israel Adesanya, who was stopping the takedowns and everything like that. Israel Adesanya is not Kevin Holland. He's not. He doesn't get taken down very often. And yeah, you could say, oh, well, Jan Blachowicz took him down and worked him. Like, bro, Jan had at least fucking 40, 30 pounds on him going into the fight. And for those who don't know, yeah, the day before, they weigh in at the respective weights that you're supposed to weigh in at. You know what they doing for the next little bit? They getting bigger. They are refilling their body. You know, you can call, dude, I don't think anybody actually weighs in and then goes into their fight at the weight that they weighed in at the day before. I mean, you can physically see it, that none of these guys look as small as they did the day before. Okay, so it's just, you can see with your own eyes that these guys are bigger the next day. All right. So what I'm trying to get at is if Robert wins against Kevin Gastelum, he's the #1 contender. For sure. There's no reason why they shouldn't be pushing for Robert Whittaker versus Adesanya 2. Okay? And the only reason that they're not is because Robert Whittaker is one of the most humble guys in this fucking sport, and he does not go out on the mic, he does not go out on social media and just fucking blast people like that, you know? He's a humble dude. He's there to do his work and get the job done. Same with Kevin Gastelum. And Kevin Gastelum has been through the fucking fire, bro. He's fought guys like Darren Till. He's fought guys like Jacare Souza. He's fought guys like Vitor Belfort. And two of those fights, Darren Till and Vitor Belfort, I do believe he lost. But off the top of my head, I can't remember all the other high-tier fighters in the UFC that he has fought and beat. Okay, like the guy's 17-6. He's up there not for no reason, you know? The losses that he has on his record are against guys who have been champions or have fought for the championship. So it's not like he's just losing to bums or up-and-coming guys that haven't fully proven themselves yet. Kevin Gastelum has been through the fucking ring, dude. Thus being said, I'm making my prediction for Whittaker and Kevin Gastelum. It's going to be a freaking dogfight, bro. They're going to be going at it. It's going to be super hard fought. And in my opinion, it's going to dictate who can get the takedowns, because both of these guys are great wrestlers. Both of them are good, have good stand-up. And if you don't think Kevin Gastelum has good stand-up, go watch that fight with Israel. I know it was a couple years back, about two and a half years back or something like that, maybe even 3. No, I think it was 2.5 years back. They put on a show. Shit, it was for the interim belt, if I'm not mistaken, and it was. He had Adesanya nervous sometimes, so if Kevin can take Robert down, he's gonna get the dub, because Kevin's submission game is out of this fucking world. All right, but otherwise, there is no otherwise. I gotta make a prediction. My heart says Kevin, because this dude has been through it all with the very best. But my mind says Robert, because he's just seems more focused than anybody else in the middleweight division. He's only focused on fighting and getting in that octagon and getting his job done. So I'm going Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker's going to beat Kevin Gastelum tonight. And even if he was fighting Paulo Costa, he'd fucking win tonight. So, that being said, get ready for Robert Whittaker to have his hand raised tonight, and then be ready for the talks of either Adesanya versus Whittaker 2 or Vettori versus Whittaker for the #1 contender spot. Y'all have a great day, y'all. Be good.